Hey, Verl Workman here. It's Big V and we're talking teams. That's right, it's time to talk about how do you recruit to your team? How do we find the right people to build the right culture in the right place? There's a lot of comments, there's a lot of thoughts, and there's a lot of different strategies on building teams. But we found that when hiring team members, especially buyers agents and listing partners, there's kind of a formula that works really well, and I'd like to share that with you today. The first thing is, who do we look for? There's two schools of thought when it comes to hiring. Some people like to hire brand new agents, and their attitude is, I want you right now before everybody screws you up, and we can develop them. And then there's the other school of thought, which I subscribe to, which is I look for agents that fit this very specific criteria. The first thing is I want an agent that is 12 to 18 months in the business. There's a reason for that, and they've sold less than 10 transactions. It means that they've sold a few, but they've run out of friends and family, and they don't know what to do next. These are good people that wanted to make a career in real estate, but no one's taught them how to be successful with it. They're just coming up on the renewal of their license at that 18-month period, and they're deciding whether or not they're gonna go get a job or they're gonna find a way to be successful. By targeting 12 to 18-month agents that have sold less than 10 deals, you're looking for a very specific type of agent, someone who wants to be in the business. The next thing we do is we look for the criteria or the income that they need to make. In most markets, and I would say most, an agent that says they want to make anything less than $100,000 to me is going to be a struggle for the team. I only want full-time agents, and I want agents that are hungry. They want to make $100,000 or more. Patrick Lencioni wrote a book called The Ideal Team Player, and in his book, he says that we need to look for three things: hungry, humble, and smart. When you're recruiting, he gives a series of questions that help you identify, are they hungry by asking these certain questions? Are they humble? Are they teachable? Or do they think they know more about you? And are they smart? Smart is, there's some basic things you got to be able to do well if you're going to succeed in real estate. And some people don't have the street smarts or the life experiences to help them make good conclusions or good decisions in the buying and selling process. So I want hungry, humble, and smart, 12 to 18 months, and then we bring them in. Now, I use the 4 R's of recruiting when determining the process for going after talent. The first R, if you'll look right here, is we recruit. Recruit is the process of looking for new people. Do you know why most team leaders struggle to recruit people? It's because they don't spend any time doing it. So I want you to think about that. How much of your day do you actually spend looking for talent? We use ads and programs like Wise Hire, where we've specifically written very well-written ads that attract the right type of people to the business. And then we get on the phones and we look for people that fit the criteria that I just outlined. That's called recruit. Once we bring them in, the challenge with recruiting is that agents are afraid to recruit because when they bring new people in, then they're gonna have to train them. So how do I train people? How do I actually bring them in and develop them? That's why we created the training center that has buyer agent training, listing agent training, new agent training, and admin training, and we use that to ramp. So the first thing we do is we recruit, we bring them in, then we ramp them with the training center. By ramping them with the training center, it gives us the ability to take any agent at any level and move them forward in the process. The third thing is compensation that attracts. We call that reward. We recruit, we ramp in the training center, and then we build compensation that incentivizes the behavior we want from the team leader. Let me explain. Most team leaders overpay their buyers, agents, and listing partners. Let me give you an example. Let's just say that I pay 50-50 splits to a listing partner. When they list a house, I pay 50% off the top, and then I have all the expenses of staging the home, photographing the home, marketing the home, running the ads, the signs, open house, goodies, things like that. At the end of the day, I hardly make anything. So I can't afford to give an A lead to my listing partner because it costs me too much money. And so I've created an incentive program that disincentivizes the behavior I want from the leader, which is to give all their A leads to the team. If you ask a listing partner, would you rather get no leads from the team leader and a high split, or all the leads and a lower split? What do you think they'd say? Give me all the leads, because they can't make money off no leads, especially referral business coming from a team leader. So if I pay that same listing partner 25% and I make 75%, the incentive is to give them all the leads and they'll make more money. Building a program that rewards the agents and creates incentive for the broker to do the right thing is critical in the recruiting process. Now let's talk about retention. So why do people stay with a team? You've heard me say in previous videos that people leave leaders, not companies. And if you're having a lot of turnover and you look in the mirror and you ask yourself why do we struggle to retain? It's because we do all of these things to aggressively go after someone. We send them birthday cards, we recognize when they sell a house, we give them a congratulations when they hit a goal or they receive a reward, we show up at their open houses and we check in on them, and then they join our teams, and then we don't do any of that anymore. But we do it on the people we're trying to recruit. So I want you to think about all the things you do in your recruiting process and apply that to all the people on your team, so that when they become part of your family, the touches go up and not down. So we're developing them, we're bringing them into the family, retaining them by doing training, we're setting minimum levels of standard, we're creating a culture of productivity, and oh my goodness, it just flat works. When you think about recruiting as a process, to recruit, to ramp, to develop and train and encourage growth, to reward them properly and to create the right compensation that incentivizes the behavior we want from the team leader, and then to retain them by creating an experience that makes it so it's very difficult for them to leave you, that's when you know you're building your A team. If you want to learn more about how to recruit, ramp, reward, and retain, then click the link below and we'll give you early access to our new recruiting program called Jolt. You'll get a little preview of what's coming next and access as an early adopter of our recruiting program designed for team leaders and brokers that want to increase the size of their office. Good luck as you continue to build your A team, and remember the 4 R's of recruiting.